It is a jam-packed mailbag video this week, guys. When is Silver Surfer coming to the Red Star store? I got my predictions in this video. There's another event with more bugs, but the dev response did reveal a new date for update 5.3. And there's going to be some changes in this channel this week. So talk about what you guys can expect and a lot more, guys. So if you're ready for that, find that like button and let's go smash it.
ValleyFlyin.
Hello. What is up, Valley Maniacs? I am ValleyFlyin. Welcome back to the ValleyFlyin channel. I hope you're having a great Sunday. I hope you're ready for this week ahead. So much in store. We get an update dropping and a bunch of other stuff and some changes to the channel that may be potentially happening on this week. So I'm going to discuss all of that. But yes, a lot of your questions. Now, I do want to thank everybody that submitted a question on the Mailbag channel on the Discord server. And if you want to get your question potentially featured in an upcoming episode of the Monday Mailbag, make sure you are a member of the Discord. The link is down below. But what is going on this week? Well, some of you may or may not know that I do jiu-jitsu, and with that comes some risk. Recently tore my bicep tendon and there's some damage in the shoulder. So having surgery this Wednesday, and that may interfere with some things going on with the channel. So hopefully that surgery goes well, get back to competing soon. But we have an update coming this week. We have an update that is probably dropping on that same Wednesday. So not sure what is going on with the news this week. Let me know if you guys would rather have me do the news early on Tuesday and get all the stuff before the update, or if you'd rather have me wait, get my reaction to the update, and not sure when that will be because I don't know how I'm going to react to surgery. So a few things there, and that is it. Now, we did get the new date for this release in a Twitter post on this weekend on the official Marvel Strike Force Twitter page. Boom. We go check it out. And before we do any of that, let's check out Zemo Dancing. 5 minutes of him dancing here, and you got the full hour clip on the on their YouTube page. Man, the name was escaping me for a little bit. But in response to that support event that is going on right now in the game, it's actually pretty good, but the milestones were way too hard to get. I mean, in a 24-hour period, most people weren't even able to get to milestone 1, but got corrected, got taken down, got put back up on Saturday, so it's running well. But in the response to that, we apologize for the inconvenience. We'll be sending out compensation sometime after the next version update, currently scheduled for Wednesday, 4/28. So yeah, the schedule on this channel is a little thrown off because of that. I was expecting everything on Tuesday, was planning for everything coming on Tuesday, but it looks like it's coming Wednesday now, and could potentially get pushed back further. And yes, Colleen Wing, that does leave a character that usually gets dropped on the same day of the update. So it looks like Colleen Wing is going to be the release character for this update, which means, yes, normally I do videos on these new characters as well. So not sure what is going on this week. So this week is going to be a little weird for the channel. So hopefully, yes, hopefully stay tuned. Hopefully get some good stuff. And let me know if you have any opinions on what you want to see me do with the channel with that. If you want to see the news early or late, potentially skipping a week, depending how hard that surgery is and how much recovery I have to do. But maybe just push back to Thursday, maybe pushing back to Friday. I don't know. But yeah, let me know in your comments. But let's get to your questions. Boom. First questions. Thank you for the interview with Jason Bender. It's nice to put a face to developers. How do you feel about the direction of the game and the plans and thoughts that he mentioned? So there's a couple different things that I did want to discuss with him. Obviously, in the whole interview, there's a bunch of questions. Not all of them I was able to get to. And some of the follow-up questions, looking back on, I was like, oh, I wish I asked this at that point. I wish I asked this at that point. But yeah, it was good. I was glad he was able to give us the hour. But we got through about half the questions that I had planned for that thing. So that if there was a question that you didn't see, that's probably why, or they just didn't have an answer that they had a good answer to, or they didn't have an answer at all, and they didn't want to put out bad information out there. But I thought it went well. As far as the plans for the game, it looks like the framework for the game is very fragile. So I guess we could keep expecting more bugs because it looks like they have to be very careful when they do things. I did think it was a little strange, and a lot of the comments on Reddit were that in order to fix the bugs, they have to pull developers off of other content. I wish, you know, with their big revenue that they had in 2020, they could have hired more people to work exclusively on QA. But a little disappointed by that. But looking forward to seeing what's going to happen with Red Stars. That was one thing that they said they were changing. They were adding a few more things to Red Stars. They did mention 50 silver promotion credits, which was a little disappointing. I would have liked more, but well, I'm curious to see what is going to happen with these with the Red Star changes in this next update. Also, very curious to see what's going to happen with skins. I like that it's just cosmetic, so it's just there for fun, and it's just there for to add more variety into the game. So I do like that. I think the game, they do have a good plan of where they want to game, but it also looks like, as far as their characters, as far as being released, as long as it fits within their certain plan, it ultimately ends up being whoever voices the loudest in the office, which gets determined which character gets individually released. But I think it's good, and it made me know that they're listening as well. As far as the devs, they're gonna miss on a few things as well. They're gonna miss on a few things. They're gonna look for the community as far as their feedback, whether a game mode is fun or a new feature is fun like ISO 8, or whether it's a pretty big miss like RTA. And it looks like they're kind of scrambling towards fixing RTA. They are also not having fun with it, and it's kind of a miss, but it's, they're looking to change it, and it looks like they're making changes on a season per season basis. So if there's something that's not good in a season, it looks like the following season we're going to see the change instead of right away, which is I wish they could move at speed at that a little more. But I think like anything, there was some positives and negatives you could take away from that interview. But yes, very, very glad he gave us the time and gave us a little more clarity on what is going on and some of the issues that they're facing there, and why they're not able to act as fast as a lot of the player base would want, and to react and fix things. All right, next question. Would you ever consider making a video on how much to invest in each team? I think it'd be really helpful. Don't want to over-invest in any teams that are just okay but not awesome. I think this is a really, really good idea. I will do this at some point, just to give you something now. If you're clearing the current content, you could stop investing in that team. So if you're ranking in like your top 20 of Arena, even, you could skip on investing in an Arena team, or further investing in your Arena team for a little while. Move on to the raids. Once you're good on the raids, that's when I think you go war offense, then war defense. That's the order that I build teams in, and hopefully that helps. So if you're able to do all that stuff, then it's just luxuries at that point, and then maybe further bolstering your Arena and going to try to chase the meta at that point. But that's what I look at when I'm investing in teams. But this would be a very good idea to cover a little more in depth in a specific video. I do like this idea, brother. All right, greetings from Cincinnati. Currently have enough silver promo credits to take Silver Surfer to 5 red star once they're released for him. I'm working on my first run through Dark Dimension 3, and I'm on the last Cosmic Node brought in Hela, Ebony Mob, Minerva, and Thanos for my time run of Dark Dimension 3. I'm going through any option on Silver Surfer, or any opinion on when Silver Surfer at Gear 13 or 14 will be enough to add, so I can have 5 Cosmic Tunes for the next time around. Quite honestly, Dark Dimension 3 just kind of sucks, brother. It's a painful game mode to go through. So Silver Surfer, while he will help, and I think you can invest pretty confidently in Silver Surfer, because while he may not be game-changing in Dark Dimension 3, because, frankly, most characters are not that amazing in Dark Dimension 3, even if they're outstanding in other game modes. Even if they're outstanding in Dark Dimension 4, Dark Dimension 3 is just kind of a nasty game mode. So bring him up. That's fine. He may help you a little bit more in Dark Dimension 3, but he's going to help you a lot more in other game modes as well, especially Dark Dimension 4. If you're using him in Arena, he's a lot of Black Order there. War defense, he's very good, and raids. If you have a way to get him a lot of energy, like a Thanos next to him, he'd be very good as well there. So yes, he'll help you in Dark Dimension 3. May take some days off your cosmic run, but I don't know if he's going to be a big game changer in that mode, but he will be valuable. So invest confidently in your Silver Surfer, brother. Next question. First, thank you for the content. Keep smashing it. Next, when is the next roundtable? Love the hilarity and laughter from the last one. As soon as possible. Those are always fun. Love connecting with multiple friends. We actually talked about doing maybe a 5 or 6 person roundtable for the next one. But as cool as that would sound, just trying to get the schedules of 2 people together to make a video is tough. 3 people is even tougher. And then as you add more and more people, it gets more more challenging, but it is fun. If it was up to me, we would do these all the time, but sometimes the schedules don't match up. So as soon as the schedules match up and as soon as there's something big enough to talk about, definitely do it. But I'm interested in doing these all the time. Valley, big smash from the UK, big smash from the US, brother. I was wondering if you know when Silver Surfer will be added to the Red Star store save. I do not know, but there's another question asking the same thing, and at the second question, I will give a prediction for it, but I'll narrow it down. I'm thinking it's gonna be either this week or next week, based on what we've seen and when Moon Knight came to the Red Star store. So I think Silver Surfer is next in the rotation, but I'll give my official prediction next in the next question that this is asked, because this is asked again in the mailbag video. All right. Hey, bud, where are you in DD4 and what characters did you bring in? All right, so I am on the second to last legendary as I'm recording this, who I brought in. So my first characters that I brought in were Sinister, Ghost, Black Widow, and Thanos. So a lot of the global characters right there, Thanos for Cosmic. And then my final global character was Sabretooth because he was super cheap. So then I went to the Cosmic. Thanos was there. Also built a Proxima, Minerva, and then Longshot. So for the cost of Emma Frost, I was able to use Sabretooth and Longshot, who's giving value now that X Factor team is really rocking it in war offense. For the city section, oh, and then later I brought in Silver Surfer. I was already mostly done with the last note in Cosmic when I got Silver Surfer, so I don't know if how game changing he was for Dark Dimension 4 or what he would have taken off, but that's what I brought in for Cosmic. City, I went in with 5: Symbiote, Spider-Man, Anti-Venom, Scream, Night Nurse, and Carnage. It was my intent to go in with 4, but by the time we got through Cosmic and everything, I had another city character. And for Legendary, Jubilee, Maw, Phoenix, and I'm also building up Invisible Woman based on what you guys are telling me in the chat and how valuable she is in that mode. Plus, I'm using her in arenas every so often as well. So because I'm also using arena and she'll help with Dark Dimension 4, I'm also bringing Invisible Woman. So those are my characters in DD4, and that's going pretty good. It's actually my favorite game mode right now. I enjoy the challenge of Dark Dimension 4. All right, hey Valley, stay classy, keep the good work. Ketchup Mechanic, we make Dark Dimension 1 and 2 useful again. Add your training mats, gold, and ISO to them. Focus on early to mid game. They should make it where characters level out of being able to use for them. For example, you level a character to T15. He can't be used in DD2, and T14 and higher can't be used in DD1. This would allow more challenge because you have to use different tunes. What you think? At some point, this will be a problem because all of your good characters you'll have up to gear 14, gear 15. And if you're limiting the amount of training mats, gold, and ISO because you're building and progressing in the game, that doesn't seem, you know, a lot of what the devs talk about is feeling good. That doesn't feel good to limit your characters. But I get what you're doing. I like this as a catch-up mechanic. I feel it could be implemented in a way that feels better. That we're not feeling bad that we get to that we're upgrading characters. And as yeah, I like where your head is at, but I think this does need some work because this. I've had this kind of mechanics in other games and it just kind of sucked, you know, like, oh, I can't use this character in this game mode because I built them up too much and I can only use crappy characters. This game mode sucks, especially if you're making it replayable and you're awarding really good material like training mats, gold, and ice. So I like it, you know, Ketchup Mechanics. I feel they could do it a different way, but yeah. I think there is a way that they can implement making DD a little more replayable. Hey Valley, greetings from New Jersey, longtime viewer here, first time submitting to the mailbag. Welcome, brother. In general, I'd love to see more love given to Alliance leaders from Scopely, Boundless, and content creators like yourself. As you know, one of the challenges we as Alliance leaders experience is recruiting. Actually, I've purposely stayed away out of Alliance leadership in Marvel Strike Force based on my experience with other games in the past, because I know how hard it is. I know how hard recruiting is, but personal experience in Marvel Strike Force, no. I'm just it is tough. I agree, but no personal experience in this game, but in other games, yes. I've used various methods, in-game options such as typing random words in an Alliance search, using the power leaderboards option under player profile, extending other options, posting a Discord, MSF.GG. All options seem more challenging, even if fast-growing, highly competitive alliances like the one I'm in. Are there options I haven't yet considered? Are there any other options that are to be more effective than others. Best practices you can share. Big shout out to Nobu as well as your boo. Thank you. All right. Yeah, I'm not sure. There's Discord, msf.gg. Those are the main places that I know about. But again, this is not my forte. You know, a lot of the Alliance leadership content I save for other creators because I purposely have avoided this on this channel. But I do want to help you guys out. So if hopefully you guys can help each other that are more versed in this. I think I know it is getting more and more difficult. My past Alliance, we folded because we couldn't get the recruit. So now we're shifting in different alliance, and a lot of us ended up in the same alliance. But yeah, recruiting is very difficult. So if anybody has any tips, let me know in the comments. If you want me to start a particular channel on the Discord with like tips that you guys are using that you could work together and maybe trade people back and forth. There are already two channels in there for people that are looking for recruits and people that are looking for alliances. Yeah, I mean, it's just, I think it's something that's getting more and more challenging. And I think more and more catch-up mechanics would help long term, but in the immediate term, I think it's just going to be a challenge at this point. A lot of the previous alliance leaders I did have problems with this. So hopefully you guys could band together and think of solutions and find something. But this is not my area of expertise. Valley, appreciate you getting to my questions answered on Mailbag in recent weeks. Thank you for submitting them, brother. I have a fun idea for the mess that is RTA. Instead of allowing every player to use these overpowered characters, why do you make the modes minions only? That does not sound fun. This would make matches more interesting. You would get a lot more of the Doom Surfer spam that you would see outside of high TCP versus high TCP matchups. All right. So I appreciate the outside the box thing, and maybe this would work as like a one-day event. I know they wanted to try to switch up different things. Maybe if they're doing temporary things like, you know, this for a day and then having it a particular day every month, maybe it'll be fun. Just off the top of my head, though, kind of like the last question about limiting your roster and able to do subsequent versions of Dark Dimension. This is another that doesn't feel good. The minions, I don't think they're gonna release any more minions. The minions are the worst characters in the game. What is the point of building up all these big cool characters? Just use them in other games, and you can't use them in RTA. I like that you're trying to invent new stuff for the game. I don't think this would be very fun. I want to use my cool new characters. Every time people are asking me what is my favorite team, usually it ends up being the new team that I haven't used before, and seeing the new synergy, the new combinations, and what that new team could do. If I only could use these old minions that were released at global launch, I don't think there's any new minions in the game. If having to play only the oldest characters, I don't think this would be fun. But maybe as a one-day event every month, or maybe every other month, or every third month, possibly. All right. Hey Valley, hope you're in the family well. Started playing the game at global launch, took a year or so off, and returned a year ago. My arena's chart is absolutely brutal. My highest ranking is 517. I normally float around 600 to 800. Do you know if shards transferring are a thing? Arena is Phoenix, Invisible Woman, Black Bolt, Ebony Maw, and Emma, around 490 KM, surrounded by 500 plus Black Order or other teams, similar to mine that are much stronger. Any advice? Cheers, bro. So the good thing is right now, the meta seems to be shifting away from Black Order, and hybrid teams are winning. Teams with Silver Surfer are able to beat Black Orders punching up. Doc Ock is another little counter to the Black Order by not allowing them to put offense down on the team. There's if you're someone that gets doomed before the Black Order, they can counter the Black Order as well. But the good thing is the meta is shifting, and there's a lot of teams that could beat the Black Order, and nothing really holds on defense, so that doesn't really matter. But the bad thing is this was asked many times, even back in 2019, when a few content creators from Marvel Strike Force was invited to the Scopely headquarters. They may have been Foxnext at the time, I'm not sure, but invited to the headquarters back then, and content creators from other games as well, including Arnold, who some of you may know from Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. He started very early on in Marvel Strike Force, was not able stopped playing, picked it up again, and he was getting smashed in Arena 2 because, you know, time is a big investment in this game. And it's hard to catch up if you don't have the time in the game, if you're not spending a lot of money. So he wanted Arena Charge switch. They weren't able to do it for him. And I think they did it in the past, but by the time he asked, and this was 2 years ago, almost 2 years ago this time, they said they aren't doing that stuff anymore. So I know it's a long answer. I know some of you guys might enjoy that story, but the short answer is they're not doing that stuff anymore, to my knowledge. I think they stopped that when there was some controversy with some time zone changes and people were doing that. But yeah, I don't think they've switched it for a while. So the good thing is you can build up other characters and hopefully climb up in the rankings in your arena shard, brother. All right, hey Valley, coming to you from Fort Worth. Oh, right down the street from myself, brother. I'm wrapping up DD4, looking for a final legendary, and choosing between Invisible Woman and Iron Man. Who should I choose? Not Iron Man. Anybody but Iron Man. Next question. Hey Valley, with red stars coming to the game for Ultron, is it worth upgrading to Gear 15 for a second Dark Dimension 4 run or other game modes? All right, so let's talk about this. If you're doing your second Dark Dimension 4 run, I think at that point it's kind of for fun at that point, and you could upgrade characters that you want based on what you're doing in other game modes. So if you're using Ultron in other game modes, then yes, and especially if you're just a big fan of Ultron, yes. Let's talk about where people are using him. I don't see him too much in Arena. Most people that went through Dark Dimension 4, they got Doom and Ultron, both very good characters, but because of the limitations of only 10 characters on the field, they kind of ruin it for each other. So probably not best to use Ultron if you have Doom already on the same exact team. So probably not going to use him in Arena if you've already been through Dark Dimension 4. War Offense, I still think he fits great on a lot of hybrid teams, and Red Stars is just going to make him more and more powerful. Raids, I mean, if you're in Doom, which you may be because you're finishing up Dark Dimension 4, tech lanes, and the tech lanes, you got Ultron or Dr. Doom again with that 10-person limit on the field. It's best to pick one or the other and not use both, because you're either limiting your Ultron bots or you're limiting your Doom bots. There's other raids, there's some of the Greeks that you might be using him in, but again, if you have Doom, you probably don't want him in the same field. So if you have, that's what's going through my head when thinking about where I'm using Ultron. If you're using him in more game modes than I am, and there's things you're doing with Ultron that I'm not, then yes, I think it's a good investment. If you like Ultron and you just want to upgrade him because he's a character that you should like, yes, you should upgrade him. But as far as if it's a good investment for the Gear 15 pieces, especially because you probably want to save some for Dr. Doom as well, then you might want to wait. You might want to wait and see what's going to happen, see how strong he is. Maybe let other people upgrade a character and test him on other game modes before making a decision, because Gear 15 is super, super rare. So unless you're a whale and you have unlimited resources and you could just upgrade whoever you want, I would probably wait and see what the effects of these red stars and where people are going to start to using him, because right now I can't think of any place that he's absolutely necessary in the game. All right, hey Valley, coming at you from the Great Lakes State. Just wondering if you think Silver Surfer and the Fantastic Four would be a good choice to use in Arena against the Black Order. I don't see it. Unless maybe you're doing Silver Surfer, Invisible Woman, and Dr. Doom. I don't see them beating the Black Order. The Human Torch is a little too slow. Thing, I don't know if he supplies enough damage going up against someone defense up, especially if Maw is going to be placing offense down on them. I guess Silver Surfer is reducing some of that, so I just don't see a full Fantastic Four team beating them. If I'm wrong and you guys are using a Fantastic Four team with Silver Surfer to beat Black Order, then let me know. Just off the top of my head, I don't see the turn order in order to beat them. So can you use Silver Surfer and Invisible Woman and some other characters, potentially Doom, to beat the Black Order? Yes, but a full Fantastic Four team, I don't see it. So if I'm wrong, let me know in the comments though, guys. All right, hello again with the Phoenix event upon us. Can you please explain how the ISO 8 tier level 1 of ISO tier 1 levels affect Phoenix and Dark Phoenix? I don't know why it was so hard for me to read that. What's the best ISO level to stop at, 3 or 4? You should stop at 1. Stop at 1 for her. Why do I see people having ISO 8 level 500? Because they probably don't know how the interaction works, or they do know how it works and they don't care because they like Phoenix so much. Let's go into the game. I think I'd explained this better in game. So boom, here we are. This is a look at my Phoenix. Now, as you can see, she is ISO 8 level 1 right here, but I put a little extra into her damage. I put a little extra into her focus. These were by mistake before I figured out what is going on. So I don't recommend upping her resistance. Don't recommend doing her armor. I did this really, really early on, so don't do these. But if you want to up her focus, you want to up her damage, that's fine. You could build these to level 5. Don't do it with her health, her armor, or her resistance. Now, as far as stats, let's take a look at stats and see. If you go into Striker or any of these particular ISO 8s, these do not affect Dark Phoenix at all. But if you go here and look at these stat bonuses that you get from the ISO 8, these will affect Phoenix and Dark Phoenix. So you'll get some stats from the ISO 8, but as you can see, it's not going to be big, especially if you have it at level 1. Phoenix is kind of a double-edged sword because the stronger you make Phoenix, the stronger you're also going to make Dark Phoenix, but it's also harder and harder to kill Phoenix. You want a really, really weak normal Phoenix and a very strong Dark Phoenix. Unfortunately, since they're tied together, it's impossible to get one and not the other. So double-edged sword, I would stop at level 1 as far as the ISO 8 for Phoenix. And then you could build up her and damage, build up her focus, but that's it. You're not getting all those ISO 8 bonuses except for those individual stat bonuses on Phoenix herself. And yeah, hopefully that helps and helps you make a decision how you want to build your Phoenix, what you want to do with your Phoenix. All right, why not add more challenges? Why not? I don't know. From what it sounds like on that Jason Manor interview, it sounds like they're like a skeleton crew. I think someone in Reddit says it's like a skeleton crew there. They don't have a lot of devs. So it's probably because of lack of man hours that they can add all these stuff. But I would like to see all these origin gear. Yes, more origin gear is always awesome. Energy refresh, some medical supply with Blitz, Raid, Dark Dimension. I would like all of that as well. That would be cool, happening once a month or multiple times a month. Iron Rush, like Gold Rush, you see them going, yeah, I mean, they could add so many cool things. I'm not sure what Iron Rush would be. What am I forgetting here? But yeah, more events I think would be cool. And I kind of like what they've been doing with a lot of these events. They went right from Falcon and Winter Soldier right to support. They got other character classes in the game that I think they could do this with. And I like this recent trend of events and stuff that they're doing in the game. Is that Hala or Ola? I'm not sure. But what is up, brother? Greetings from sunny Puerto Rico. Hope you and your family are doing well. Probably Ola, right? I'm not sure. I don't know. I'm currently finding myself in a quadrant. Is hoping to hear your take. As of this message, I'm sitting on 1,200 T4s. I'm wrapping up my time run of DD3, gearing up for DD4, but I'm not sure whether to use my T4s right now to upgrade DD4 characters or put them on use of X-Men or Shadowlands and to that team instead. So here's what I would do. I always talk about the same order of importance. Arena team. Is your arena team, are you going to use X-Men or Shadowlands in Arena, or are there any particular T4s that you need to compete in Arena? If you're good in Arena, if you're happy where you're at, then let's move on to the raids, and that's where you pretty much would use Axeman or the one of the other, or the symbiotes. So if you're good on your raids, you probably don't need to upgrade your Axeman right now. You could save these because some of these teams especially with these new teams, the Colleen Wing and Misty Knight. Looks like there's as of this point, it's just rumors, but I think they're very logical rumors that the Defender's probably also getting reworks. You may want to see what's happening with them and save it for some awesome T4s for Iron Fist, Jessica Jones, and Luke Cage. They may suck, but you might want to just wait and see what if they're getting a rework, and if they do, what their T4s would be. As far as who to upgrade, X-Men I think gives you some double benefits in the raids. And on war, either on war offense or war defense. I think they're good in both game modes. Shadowlands, I think they're limited to just war offense and real-time arena. And X-Men is going to shine in real-time arena as well. So the hope that helps. I know it didn't fully answer your question, but a lot of these answers aren't cookie cutter anymore. A lot of it's based on what you're doing in the game, what you need, where you're at, where you're having trouble. And then if you're not having trouble in anywhere, then it's just whatever you enjoy and what's going to give you the most fun. So hopefully those considerations will in your mind will help you decide. But that's my answer for you. You may want to save it, and it will depend on where you're struggling in the game. All right. Hey, Valley, it's been a while since I messaged you. Hope all is well from Australia. What is up, brother? I'm almost up to Legendary nodes in Dark Dimension 4. I need to either bring Black Bolt or Invisible Woman. I use Black Bolt every day in the raids. I barely use Invisible Woman, but I hear she is better to take in because of the control and the sustain. If you had to choose between the two, who you would take? So my answer is going to be different than yours. You are obviously using Black Bolt a lot more than Invisible Woman. I think I might be using Invisible Woman more than I'm using Black Bolt. I'm not using either of these characters too much, but Invisible Woman is on an arena team of mine. I have like 3 or 4 different arena teams based on who the enemy is. Invisible Woman is on one of those teams, so she's a counter to the Black Order. So for me, I'm working on Invisible Woman right now for the legendary nodes in Dark Dimension because of that. So my answer would be Invisible Woman. You have to look at where you're planning to use these characters after Dark Dimension 4. I think that's the best road to go. If you're currently using Black Bolt right now in a lot of different game modes and still plan to use him, that's probably going to be the best for you. He's a little more expensive than Invisible Woman, so that may be a consideration as well. Invisible Woman is going to be a lot quicker. Now, I don't have firsthand experience with her in Dark Dimension, but I'm hearing the same thing that you are. Everybody in a chat that is using Invisible Woman in these lanes say how much help she is in Dark Dimension 4. So even if you're using Black Bolt, that may be a consideration for you. I guess, again, we're not looking at cookie cutter answers in Marvel Strike Force anymore because everybody has different priorities. So if you're looking to take time off and looking for the lower investment, Invisible Woman is going to be the way to go. If you're looking for the character that you're personally using more now and is even though he's going to be a little more expensive, Black Bolt is the way to go. For me, my answer is Invisible Woman though. But again, hopefully these considerations in your mind help you to answer the question on your own. Valley, what is a good counter to Silver Surfer? Anybody with a very early ability block. Two guys that stand out in my head are Zemo, because Zemo goes very quick. He can ability block Silver Surfer and not let the opposing Silver Surfer get his ultimate off. And then your own Silver Surfer. Now it's a coin flip on which one goes first, so it's not going to be guaranteed unless you got someone that's manipulating turn meter of the other team, like what is her name? Emma Frost, or someone that's manipulating turn meter on also manipulating turn meter. It does it in a couple different ways with Cable. You could have your Silver Surfer go before the enemy Silver Surfer, put that ultimate, that 2-turn ability block on their Silver Surfer and kind of screwing him up for a little, then just go attack him. Or just surviving that big ultimate and special, because after that it's just basic for him. So unless you're near an energy battery. And in a normal battle that's not having a lot of sustain, like a Dark Dimension or raid battle, he's kind of not as good after that. So yeah, Silver Surfer and Zemos, anybody with early ability block or just surviving and then going after him with enough, if hopefully you have enough saved up after that, after he lands his ultimate and special. Next, hey Valley, I'm watching the interview with you guys. They're talking about RTA. What do you think about having options similar to a ranked and casual system? You have an option in RTA to pick casual or draft. You can work on your milestones in both, but people who want a competitive feel can do something like a competitive draft matched against people of similar TCP, while people who just want to hit and play auto and casual, they do that. I like that. I think that caters to both audiences. So there's sometimes when I do want to play casual. There's sometimes that I prefer that I just want to hit auto. There's also sometimes when I want to really play the battle and have a good experience. Now, I don't think they should be weighted equally in terms of points, because obviously a match with drafting, you're playing competitively, it's going to take a lot more time than someone that's just hitting auto. So as long as there's a reward for spending that extra time, I would like something like this. And this may be a interesting change. I know they're looking for a lot of different changes. Hopefully they find one that's good and is appealing to the community, because although some of them seem good on paper, I don't think they found one that really what is that really that the community feels, that the community could really connect with as far as their real-time arena choices. So hopefully they find that, and then at that point we can expand on that game mode. I know a lot of community, when real-time arena first came out, we're talking about esports and they were wondering where leagues. Well, yeah, they got to fix that game mode first. So hopefully it does get fixed. And this may be a cool solution that hopefully they are looking at, and hopefully they could experiment with, at least for a season, to see if it worked. I would like to see this and see if this works. because a lot of the stuff they've done on paper, I was like, oh, that looks cool, and then it hasn't really worked out. This season is actually not that bad. It's actually been one that I think has improved on the previous season, but a lot of the seasons got worse and worse and worse. But I would like to see this as an experiment. All right, Valley, one of the friends took a long break from this game recently, came back. He immediately noticed how everyone in Arena is 10 times better than him. Yeah. I feel like many people do the same content customer support, ask for a shard change for balanced Arena. Unfortunately, they said they have no ability to do that. Have you heard of other people with the same situation? So yes, we talked about this in a previous question on this video. And I've actually had this experience, not in Marvel Strike Force, because I've never taken a break from this game, but in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, I've taken 2 long breaks. And after I came back from the second one, I was like, man, I'm getting smashed in Arena. Can I get icon kind of customer service for them? They said they weren't able to do that as well. So I'm not sure if that's standard in the games, but I know Marvel as far as games like this, if that's standard across the industry, but yeah, I know they're not doing that in Marvel Strike Force, but it has been requested. I'm not sure why they stopped this. I'm sure there's people trying to manipulate shards and different things, but yeah, I guess yeah, if you're kind of out of luck. So at that point, you gotta weigh how much time you have invested. Are there enough catch-up mechanics that it makes sense to start a new account? Probably, depending on how much time he has put in. If he's probably put in over 6 months, it's probably best to stay there, or maybe not, because those power cores do add up. So at some point there is a cutoff, and everybody's going to be different where that cutoff is going to be for. But there is going to be a cutoff where you should probably start your own new account based on the lack of cores you're getting from Arena, or just continue in Arena and try to build up your team. Like I said in a previous question about this, though, the good thing is the meta has kind of shifted away from pure Black Order teams and more towards hybrid teams. So if you are just able to get some of these hybrid teams, you can compete in Arena nowadays and rise up pretty big if you can put the resources into these characters. What's up, Valley? Do you think a speed meter manipulation of the X Factor combined with Astonishing X-Men is too much? I'll post a video here for some food for thought. So the video link is down here if you guys want to check it out. But as far as the turn meter manipulation, I mean, I think that's a good thing, especially for the raids. And if you're smashing the raids, I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. If you're imbalanced towards the player's favor in PvE, the only place I think this can be a problem is in RealTime Arena. I hate to go up against these teams, but the good thing that they've added with the RealTime Arena is that if you get a bad matchup, you could quit out and there's no delay. You could go immediately into another matchup again. So I don't see this as being too much of a problem. I don't think it's too much. I mean, when the symbiotes first came out, people were amazed that, oh my goodness, the symbiotes are taking like 5 turns and the enemies aren't even taking 1. Similar situation. I don't mind it in the PvE content. Actually, there's sometimes I like just smashing that PvE content and just dominating it, because I'm getting enough hard battles in the PvP content. There's some content I just want to just kill it, you know? So I think it's a cool thing. And I think it's cool, like, man, my enemies, they're not even taking any turns. I don't know, but maybe that's just me. Let me know your thoughts on that, guys. Valley, what's the best value in the raid store if I have most of the characters at 7 stars already? Assuming orange gear is the best value, should I be opening these orange gear raid orbs or mainly farming the specific orange gear pieces the needy? What is the best value? I'm not sure. What I'm farming, though, is those pieces that I need specifically. I think they're called the superior splice genes. They're the mutant pieces that look like pieces of DNA. I may be getting the name wrong, but if you're farming mutants, you know what I mean. They're very, very in short supply. So I'm farming those every day. And a lot of times I'm either missing the focus catalyst, the red one, or the damage catalyst, the orange one. So I'm usually getting those in the raid store as well. I don't think the raid gear orbs are very good. The orange gear, the orange elites, the purples, I don't think any of them are good. Now, once in a while, I'll go back and open some of these orbs if I'm needing it for a specific character. If I'm really looking to upgrade a character and, you know, I don't have the energy, I don't have a supply anywhere else, I don't have it in the Blitz store, I'll go back and go for these specific things. Blitz more for the purple gear. This is a little more for the orange gear, but I'm opening my stuff every day, and I got an abundance of raid credits. So I'm not sure where the best thing is, but that's what I'm doing. And maybe they'll rework the store. Maybe they'll add another line of text to it, adding more different parts to that raid store. Right? Hopefully, eventually, that's what they're going to do. And at that point, we're buying a lot of stuff there. But whatever bottlenecks I'm having, as far as purple or orange, I'm just buying all that individual pieces because I'm in the same boat as you. All the characters at 7 stars already. What is up, Valley? Quick question. Who should be my fourth symbiote for DD4, Venom or Carnage? I also have Night Nurse at gear 15. All right, so this is another not a cookie cutter answer. I took in Carnage. Everybody was saying Venom is better for Dark Dimension 4, but you're going to have more value for Carnage after that. And based on what I heard from a lot of different people that went into Dark Dimension 4, I do add Carnage because I feel the value after Dark Dimension is going to be a little bit more. With that said, though, Venom is a good character. He has a good kit, and he has ability blocks. He could spread debuffs. He could take off buffs off the enemy team, or flipping them with his basic. So I think he's going to give you a lot more value in Dark Dimension 4. His kit is overall better, but Carnage on that symbiote team, especially in raids where you're dropping multiple enemies below that 25% health, they're going to get a lot of speed. So it's a double-edged sword. I found Carnage pretty valuable in Dark Dimension 4, even with the high health pool of the enemies. I guess the people that took Venom found him a little more valuable, but it's up to you. I don't think you're going to go wrong with either decision. I just think you should keep Dark Dimension, not specifically go for Dark Dimension, but go for what you're going to do after Dark Dimension. And for that reason, I chose Carnage, but maybe getting through Dark Dimension a little easier is a little more for you. And you're not going to lose too much value. You're going to use these guys on the same team. So if you upgrade one, the others, you know, you're still getting benefits. So it's up to you who you're going to use more after when you're done with Dark Dimension 4. That's who I would recommend. But yeah, I did Carnage. Anyway, Valley, need your opinion on some Dark Dimension 4 choices. I'm finishing up Cosmic, and for City, I got Anti-Venom, Scream, Symbiote Spider-Man, and the Legendary Night Nurse. I plan to go for Legendary for Phoenix, Doc Ock, and Mob. But what if I bring Carnage into the 5th for City instead of Invisible Woman for Legendary, and maybe get Jubilee instead of Invisible Woman because she fell a bit? What do you think? So I did the same thing. I was thinking the same thing. I was going to go for Invisible Woman and then just go in 4 for City, but it took so long to get through Cosmic that yeah, I went for a 5th for City just because I wasn't even in City yet. So I did what is his name, Carnage, and I through just farming and it taking that long in the City section. Now the first 2 nodes with those characters, you're probably gonna one-shot those first 2 nodes. The last node, it took me, I think most people, it takes about 9 to 15 tries in that game mode. I think it took me 12. So, and that's with a 5. Now for the City, I went Jubilee. I went Jubilee first, but now I'm going Invisible Woman. So why not do all 5? Especially if you're going to use these characters afterwards. But I can lock at 6 stars when she comes around. Oh, you don't have Jubilee yet. So for that's a big PS. I didn't notice this one. So for that, I would probably go Invisible Woman first. Wait on Carnage. If you had Jubilee, it would be a little different, but yeah, go for Invisible Woman first. But for those of you that are in the same boat that have Jubilee, that is what I did. I just, because it took so long to get through everything, I just went for all of it. But if I were limiting it, I would probably limit it to no Carnage and go Invisible Woman as well, especially based on what I'm hearing as far as her value in Dark Dimension 4. All right. Hey, Valley, now that the Black Order is no longer in the meta, especially for defense, how high do you think free-to-play players should take them? I currently have them at 336K, with Thanos at 93, Kala at about 63, Gear 14 Thanos, Proxima Midnight, and Ma. What should be the breaking point for them to take up? So the breaking point shouldn't be a specific gear tier. It should be the content that you're trying to beat. So Black Order, I know a lot of people are splitting them up on offense and on defense now in Arena, especially with Silver Surfer. And once more and more people start to unlock Doom, I don't know if we're going to see a lot of Black Order teams on defense anymore. But so if you're good in Arena and able to compete with whoever you need to in Arena, able to get to the rank, maybe it's top 100, top 50, top 20, whatever you want. If you're good in Arena, I think you start focusing on other teams, because if you're not using the Black Order Arena, essentially they're going to be a strong war offense team. Now you're going to use elements of this other team all around. I'm still using still using Ebony Maw, still using Thanos, still using Proxima Corvus, not using Kala as much, but I'm still using the 4 members of the Black Order team outside of a full Black Order team. So you may want to start to build some of these individual members, but as far as looking them at an entire team, if you're not using a Marina, they're kind of moving out of the meta at this point. So it's going to be based on what content you need. So if you need them to be a little higher for your war offense, then build them up. If you need individual characters to be higher for different game modes, different raid nodes you may be on, different uses that you have for these characters, then build up these individual characters. But as far as an entire team at a set standard of gear or anything, I don't think you need to look at it like that. Just look at the content that you're trying to beat and upgrade as necessary for these characters and as the entire team. Second question this week: have you heard from anyone running U6 working the inside lanes about hard coding in that hand node? I take hella there for the AI that keeps hitting Greg in, day out. I find it absolutely hilarious, especially with Minerva on that team getting the speed bar. So this is actually an interesting question. I know there's some people that are looking at, hey, my Captain Marvel's always getting hit, or my Greg is always getting hit, or Minerva's always getting hit. And it seems like there's characters that are targeting specific characters, and I think there is some kind of hard coding. They seem to be going a little harder on support characters, but just did a interview with the folks over at MSF.GG yesterday. That's gonna be airing sometime later this week. I know the schedule's a little weird because of the surgery and the update and a lot of things happening this week, so I'm still not sure what the release schedule is this week for that, but that should be released this week. We did shoot it yesterday, and they have a section on there that goes in and looks at all the raid nodes. They've actually using the API data right now to find the data that the computer is using. So there's certain conditions for certain enemies to drop. That information is on the site. There's other information on the site there, and potentially about the targets on there. So any information you want about in particular raid nodes, particular raids, campaigns, check out the MSF.GG site, and they're getting a lot more information from the API out there, guys. And then the video explaining all that stuff and how it works and everything should be out later this week with the crew from there, Pimp Toxie and Ty J. Shout out to them, and shout out to MSF.GG, guys. Check it out. Hey Valley, what's up from Argentina? Hope you're having a great day and week. Same to you, brother. All right, first question: what do you think about Emma moving to possible Hellfire club team with Sebastian Shaw, the X-Men First Class, Protector, Zazel, and Black Tom Cassidy, and Mastermind? I'll take another Marauder with the tag on the Marauders, like Exodus or Omega Sentinel. And a second one, your thoughts on a third X-Men team with Gambit as a blaster, Changeling as a maybe Protector, Nightcrawler besides the tag, Changeling as a Protector, Banshee, and Wolverine. I would like all these teams. You know, I like a lot of new teams in the game. I think I would want this a little break from mutants right now because we've had so many. I'm trying to catch up on some of my current mutants. So maybe after a lot of these other teams, I would like to see more mutants come to the game. But eventually, yeah, I would love to see a dedicated team for Emma Frost. She's a good character that works on a lot of different teams. So I don't know if she necessarily needs a dedicated team, but I would like to see that as like a personal thing. And I would like to see some of these characters like Nightcrawler, of course, Gambit. People have been asking for him for a while. So yeah, I would like to see this, but later, like a few releases later, because there's so many mutants right now. All right, hey Valley, recently matched out my Stark Tech. Was wondering, what do you think is the best way to spend my Stark Tech currency? Leading towards elite war credits due to the chance of getting elite 15 gear. Keep smashing it. That's what I'm spending my gear on right now. My elite 15 credits are going right there. Now the rumors of people wanted to make changes to the war, potentially adding more defensive slots. There was talk way back in the day about room upgrades, and the potential currency for that would be Stark Tech. I don't know if what is happening with war. I know there's some changes happening to war. So with that said, you may want to be saving your currency, but when I'm spending it on, as soon as I get it, I'm spending on gear 15 pieces, because right now, Dark Dimension, finishing those pieces for Invisible Woman is my priority. Once I'm through that though, I'm probably just going to be saving all my Stark Tech because those war orbs aren't as important. But if you're looking for a particular goal, like one of the Dark Dimensions, and you need that gear, then I'm spending it right away, and then maybe you should too, if that goal is more important than some potential feature that may or may not come to Alliance War. I just put the T4s into all the passives on Shadowlands. I did Night Nurse alt, wondering if I should put more resources into them, or have White Tiger and Night Nurse and Moon Knight gear 13, Daredevil gear 12. Again, what are you using this team for? You should consider that. That's a big factor in your answer there. Awesome in real-time arena, awesome in war offense. If that is enough for you to invest a lot into this team, then yes, they're crazy punch-ups on war offense. And that may be appealing enough for you to put all these T4s into them. If it's not, and you're looking for a more versatile team, more versatile characters that you could use in multiple game modes, you probably should hold off a little bit. But if you're looking to really kick butt in war offense and kick butt in real-time arena, frankly, go invest more on them. There's a few different T4s that I recommend. I think it's I can't remember if it's special or ultimate on, I think it's special on White Tiger, the ultimate on Moon Knight. All of them are very good. You already did all the ultimates, those are good. And I actually did all of them on, except for the basic on Night Nurse as well. And that's just because Night Nurse has additional value outside of this team. But off the top of my head, I think those are the most important T4s for this team. All right, ValleyFlyin, bit of conspiracy theory. I love conspiracy theories, especially on Sundays. I don't know why. It sounds like it's super cool to think about stuff on Sundays. Usually the rest of the week is busy. Anyway, when the blog post comes out and you see good characters like Mr. Sinister and Hella, that'll be great for new to mid-game players. But at the end, a lot of players haven't maxed and will be taking the blitz off. Have you noticed they add a special event that requires blitzing like Falcon and Winter Soldier or the support event? Do you think they do this on purpose to get endgame players to blitz and limit the amount of shards to go out to these characters? I think they do this to get players to blitz, yes, because I wouldn't be blitzing at all if it wasn't for these events. I don't think they do this specifically to limit the amount of shards that go out to these good characters. I think that's an added side effect, and it's kind of like a not like kind of like the bugs. Like they're not thinking of all the consequences. I don't think it's a malicious thing. Just from what I heard from Jason, maybe your interpretation of him was different. My interpretation is that they make a lot of errors. They're not malicious though, and they want to make the best game for the community. They're just not always able to do that. But I think this is just something that they didn't think of and is not fair. But I think it is very, very planned that they're having these special events, and it's requiring more blitz time. I think that is very much so on purpose. But as far as doing it so to hamstring and limit what other players are getting, I don't think that's what they're thinking with these events. Sup, brother? Love your content. Keep it up. Always looking at my roster and notice we are getting more and more teams missing properly tagged fifth member like Marauders, Young Avengers, X Factor. I was wondering if you heard rumors on who will be these mysterious fifth members. If not, who would you choose to complete these teams? Oh man, I forgot we had this question. So this will be off the top of my head. I have not heard any rumors, frankly. So this is just off the top of my head, guys. Fifth Marauder. I know a lot of people have been wanting Omega Red. I don't think he fits with that Marauders tag, but just because so many people have been asking about him, that's the first thing that pops in my head. I'm gonna say Omega Red for this. I don't think Strife was officially a Marauder either, but he's a Marauder in Marvel Strike Force. So if Strife could be one, Omega Red could be one. Young Avengers. Oh, there's so many choices. Who would I want to see come into the game? I guess off the top of my head, I guess Kate Bishop, because I think there's a likelihood of her coming to the game. She is going to be in a Hawkeye. I think it's going to be a Disney Plus TV show, not a Hawkeye movie. But so Kate Bishop to complete the Young Avengers, and X Factor. I'm guessing Havoc, because I've heard of Havoc, and I remember Havoc from not just the cartoons but from the comic books as well. So Havoc, just because he pops in my head, and not a very long, well thought answer. Those are just the names that pop into my head, guys. All right, hey Valley, enjoyed your interview with Jason Bender the other day. Good to hear something from the devs unrelated to that. Who should? Oh, well, glad you liked the interview, brother. Yes. So, like I said, we got a lot of questions answered that I wanted to get answered for, but there's a lot that were left on the table just because of the time constraints on everything. But who should I prioritize for the global nodes in DD3? Emma or Sinister? Sinister is a few gear pieces ahead, but otherwise exactly the same. Gear 12. I would like to take both, but I need 10 more ballistic weaves for that. I can hope for that, but who would you choose to keep of those two? Keep up the good work now. This may not be too relevant to you where you are right now, because DD3, frankly, is pretty tough, and Sinister is going to help you a little bit. I think Emma is a little better for Dark Dimension 3. Actually, a lot better for DD3. Sinister, I don't think was a big help in Dark Dimension 3, but Sinister, I think for Dark Dimension 4 is going to be one of your MVPs. And I'm hoping you have someone else in there like a Ghost, like a Phoenix that does % base damage that's going to help you even more for Dark Dimension 3 and those global nodes, because they can be tough, pretty challenging, even with Phoenix, even with Ghost, it can be challenging. So but hopefully you have one of those characters. With that in mind and with that hope in mind, I'm going to pick Sinister because of his extreme value in Dark Dimension 4. Emma's going to give you a lot of value in this game mode, and both are great choices outside of Dark Dimension 4. So I think it's kind of a wash there, but Sinister, I want to pick him for his value for later on, for when you're eventually in Dark Dimension 4, even though Emma might make it a little easier for Dark Dimension 3. Whoa, this is a long question. All right. Hey, Valley, long time follower, first time posting question. I think I may have a solution for real-time arena. There needs to be team power divisions that make a players choose every time. For instance, under 100K, if you enter with 170K, you'd be in the division. All right, so I would like this, but not something that I have to choose manually. Like, it just, I would like the AI just say, hey, this is the under 100K. You're going to this bracket. You get matched with all these players. If it was like that and not like, hey, I'm specifically choosing this one and I have to make a squad with that, I think it'd be too much work. I think there's a lot of players that especially watch this channel and do content creation that would like it more complex. So you have to build this certain team within these parameters. I think it would be cool, but I think the majority of the player base plays casually and would not enjoy this. And I think they would, it would make a further divide. And the people that play Real-Time Arena just to play it, and the people that play it because they want to try to have fun. So I think this would widen the gap on there, but could be cool. Could be cool if the AI is doing this automatically, or if it's in addition to the other section where it's the hardcore section, the casual section. Maybe adding this in addition to that hardcore section as well, in addition to the draft. But obviously, because this kind of planning and stuff takes more time, you would need to reward more points for that as well. There cannot be more than 30K separating your highest team and lowest, so no more 130K Zemos. And if you're joining, yeah, so all this stuff sounds good, but again, it may further the gap. So if this was into a game mode that everybody is trying and people are all trying to win and composing the best teams, I think that can be fun. But if this is mixed into a place where you're also mixing in people that are just playing casually and just trying to knock out objectives, I think it could be bad. Add a bragging rights statistics such as rank win or percent. I like this. I like this. They should just add that right now. I know it doesn't mean anything, but just having that is some goals that means a lot to some players, and they'll chase that. And just having that in a game, I think, is a good thing. So maybe to 1, maybe to 2, and yes to 3. All right. Oh, another long question. All right. I have a thanks for answering my questions during mailbag videos. I have some more ideas on more potential changes. All right, more QA changes. Let's see the reactions. Does it have an option to turn off some attack animations like low graphics mode, but not on low graphics mode? I like that as well, especially for raids, because some animations take a long time. This could help save some time and get you to the raids quicker. Add at least a minute timer to compensate for longer attack animations for some attacks. I don't think they're going to do that. I don't think they would. That's been proposed, and like when Ultimate 7 first came out, like, how are we supposed to beat this in 5 minutes? Eventually we were able to, but remember the response back then was, no, all the content is designed for that 5-minute window, except for content without those timers, like a Dark Dimension or Blitz or specific elements without timers. But yeah, I like the first one, that reducing the attack animations. Be able to replay specific nodes in Dark Dimension with some customization features. Yeah, so for very, very limited time rewards, not limited time rewards, but for very limited rewards, because this is a long game mode, and I think forcing players to go through it if the rewards are too high would be limiting, especially from some of the feedback after I mentioned that in the Jason Bender interview. There's some players that think it would be good, and other players are like, no, don't do that. So I think the rewards need to be minimal for that. But there's a lot of people that are wanting to go back into Dark Dimensions and do that for rewards. So yes, donating gear similar to how Galaxy of Heroes does it. 1 request per 24 hours for any gear in the game with a max amount of charge for something like this. Yeah, I think this would help with bring the alliance a little closer. Some of these alliance mates you play with for a long time, for months, sometimes even years. So when you're helping these guys, especially if you need like a Ketchup mechanic, if you're bringing in someone into the alliance, especially if recruiting is hard and you bring up someone that doesn't have the roster that the rest of alliance does, this would help to even it out. I do like this. I'm not sure why this hasn't been added before, because it'll do a few different things as far as camaraderie in the game, and then some Ketchup mechanics as well. So this is something I think should be implemented. It's been suggested since even since all the way back towards global launch. It just hasn't been added yet, but hopefully they do add it. All right. an Alliance Gear shop would be great. Oh, more follow-up to that question. Would be great. So we have different luck with the RNG. Also, it also promote the value of staying in Alliance. Oh, it's exactly, yeah, yes. I agree with that. I'm wondering if we see any more store changes with what happened in the arena. Seems like they're moving over free-to-play, getting a little more pay to get a little anywhere. The little pay starts at $20. So I think there will be some changes. Hopefully they're a little more player friendly, and hopefully they go back and look at what they did to the arena changes, because again, I keep referring to that interview. He said, Jason Bender said in the morning that we did that interview, which was Wednesday morning, there were talks of some changes that they want to do further to the arena store as well, based on community feedback. So hopefully they look at that, and they make it so that the majority of the player base is happy with the arena store, and then they balance the blitz and raid store based on that. That's what I would like to see. All right, and now it's time for the Silver Surfer question prediction. All right, I was wondering if you heard anything about the predictions for Silver Surfer as well. So I told I'd give you a date as far as predictions, and I have not heard anything. There's no rumors about this or anything. So this is just based on gut feeling and when Moon Knight came to the game. So I don't remember the exact date, but I feel as it goes 2 weeks ago. So I feel like this week or next week, Silver Surfer could be popping in the stores. So if I would give a date for a prediction, because the update got moved back from the 27th of April to the 28th of April, I'm normal. It seems like, and maybe I'm remembering my head wrong. It seems like on Thursdays we get these additions to the Red Star stores, but because it's pushed back, I'm gonna go till Friday. So I'm gonna put my guess as Friday, April 28th. I hope it's sooner than later. I hope it follows a normal cadence and they don't skip this character, or they make this character longer because he is Silver Surfer and the offers did sell so well. But that is it for the mailbag video today. Hopefully you got your question answered. If it did not, I still want to thank you for leaving your question. Check out the channel, guys. I'm going to try to post as much as I can on Twitter, even if I'm down, not able to make videos, or I don't know what kind of medication they're going to have me on after the surgery. So I may be a little loopy, but yes, I try to get back to making content as soon as possible. So stick around for updates on the channel. This week, like I said, it's going to be very, very weird because of a few different things going on. So subscribe, smash your notification bell so you know as soon as a new video goes up. And yes, check me out on social media, and check out some of the sponsors as well. Some of them do some really good stuff like BlueStacks and Amazon coins, and some of them don't cost you anything extra as well, like BlueStacks. So I'll see you guys next time. Give me a Hulk fist bump, guys. More videos coming out this week. I'm shooting a bunch this weekend, so we can have some, even if for some reason I'm not able to make videos. But that is it, guys. Hulk fist bump. Hope you have a great weekend. I will see you guys next time. ValleyFlyin out.